man in general. And so, man, without further ado, like I said, man, our dog Richard Hutchinson said, man, let's go ahead and break this Usyk and Fury fight down round by round. And you know I will. So when round one, I gave the Fury. So I came out the gate. Excuse me. I came out the gate 10-9 for Fury. I think he controlled the round more so with his jab and effective feinting. So feinting is a lost art in boxing, in my opinion. Effective feinting. Working his jab. He's got a great jab as well. He's working his jab, and I feel like he had effective feinting. It felt like Usyk was very reactive to damn near just every feint that came from Fury, especially in round one. But now, like I said, this is round one. We're tight. Now let's start to kind of get loose. Let's try to find our rhythm. And so, you're settling in. We're setting that tempo, setting that pace. So I feel like that Fury won that one with, like I say, effective jab. I thought his feinting was very effective. And I thought he did a great job of keeping Usyk from being able to find his range for most of that round. And then I think the only punch of significance that Usyk landed in that, he did land a very solid punch. He landed an overhead. I want to say it was an overhand left towards the end of that round. Now, it was probably the most significant single shot of the round, but that one shot for me didn't do enough to outdo the actual work that I felt like Tyson Fury did in that round. I gave round one to Tyson Fury, so 10-9. That first one to Tyson Fury. Then now round two, I think Usyk comes right out, and everything that I think he didn't do in round one, I think he does in round two. So in round two, I've got here Usyk. I think he found his range. He landed a very solid shot, almost from the opening bell in round two. So this is also a very good credit to Usyk, because the way round one went, I was thinking, okay, maybe there's going to be kind of a slow burn of a fight, find his own rhythm and pace and range. But no, he comes out round two, and lands a very solid shot, man, within the first 15 seconds of the round. And so the issues that he had from range were null and void right there in round two. And also, I think he controlled the ring, and he was finally able to capitalize when he got Fury in the corner. There was a couple times in round one where Usyk did a great job of kind of cutting the ring off, and he cornered Fury, I want to say twice in round one, and I don't even think he let any shots off. You know what I mean? Like Tyson was able to kind of just keep him off balance, feint him a little bit, touch him with his own jab, and then get out of there. And I feel like Usyk kind of didn't capitalize in those moments in round one, whereas in round two, he comes out, it looks like he's settled whatever issues he had with range in round one. And when he got Tyson in the corner, he got off a couple shots. Now he wasn't dominant in those corners, but he at least capitalized on having Fury in the corner. And so I definitely gave round two to Usyk. But getting into round three, I had Usyk winning round three as well. And so he still controlled the ring, and he kept Fury more so kind of on the back foot. And then I commented on this as well, because like I said, I don't think Tyson Fury threw a right hand until round four. So one of my notes here is that Fury hasn't committed to a right hand, and now his jab is less and less effective. And so I think his jab was more effective in round one, less effective in round two. And then in round three, I don't think it didn't feel like it was effective or a deterrent for Usyk at all, as far as getting into his range and getting off and landing shots. And so, and then I think Usyk also really settled into his own range, and I think he started finding the mark pretty consistently there in round three. He landed some solid shots there. Like I said, nothing of overt power, nothing like super damaging, but I think he definitely landed the harder, cleaner shots in round three for sure. And Tyson Fury lost a lot of the effectiveness with his jab. And so I've got it at this point, three rounds in, so we're a quarter of the fight in. I've got it 2-1 for Usyk with 10-9 on both sides of the winners there. Now getting into round four. Round four is where the game plan for me for Fury started to kind of reveal itself. Because round four for me, I had that a 10-9 round for Fury. And this is where we see him start going to the body. I think, and this is what also if I'm a Fury fan, or well, I'm a fan of boxing, but if I'm in Fury's corner, or we're rewatching this fight, or we're talking about what we did wrong, what we did right, the game plan. Fury did excellent body work right here in the early to mid part of this fight, and that started in round 4, where I think Fury's defense picked up. There was a lot of spurts in this fight where I thought Tyson Fury, to be as big as he is at 6'9", 260, 270 pounds, he has tremendous head movement and slip ability. You know what I mean? Like, and it's some of these slips, and just the way he was just out of range on a lot of Usyk's shots is special. I, as far as head movement goes, Tyson Fury, Canelo has some of the best, if not the best, head movement in boxing. I would say, as far as staying in the pocket and just slipping and like I said, and just uh, using effective head movement. So Tyson Fury, his defense definitely picked up starting in round 4, and he starts going to the body. And so this is where I think where I've seen where, okay, this is where Tyson Fury is going in this fight, because we have to remember Alexander Usyk, he won a relatively controversial match himself versus Daniel Dubois. I want to say a year or year and a half before this Fury fight, in which Daniel Dubois caught him with a tremendous body shot that sent Usyk down. Now, I've seen the replays. I saw that fight live as well. I wasn't there. I watched it live. Was not a low blow. The ref ruled it as a low blow and gave Usyk, several minutes to recover. But I mean, it was a tremendous liver shot, body shot. Usyk hit the ground, crumpled, and rolled around. If that's a knockdown, as I think it should have been ruled, a lot of people who saw it think that should have been ruled a knockdown. It was right on the belt line. Like I said, we can go back. You can go back and Google it now. He hit some right on the belt line. Tremendous body shot. And man, if y'all think Ryan Garcia felt it from Tank, that Daniel Dubois body shot to Usyk was terrible. And so Fury starts going to the body there. I think his defense improved. And so I've got it 2-2 after 4 rounds, with 10-9 rounds for each fighter, now heading into the 5th round. Getting into round 5, I think Fury, this is where Fury settles in. I think round 4, Fury kind of did good body work. His defense and his head movement especially picked up. And then he comes out in round 5, and this is where he really settled in for me. This is where I was like, okay, Fury's at home right now. This is where he looked, to this point, his most comfortable in this whole fight. He was in firm control of the fight at this point in my mind. After this 5th round, he continued the excellent body work that he had started in round 4. He picked that up in round 5, and I thought he did an excellent job as well of really keeping Usyk out of range. Usyk couldn't find range anymore. He lost his range from rounds 2 and 3, in my opinion, a little bit more so in round 4. But in round 5, I thought this is where Tyson's defense and his offense to this point in the fight were hitting. He was hitting his stride on both sides of the pendulum. And then this, for me, I thought it wasn't an overly damaging round, but I thought that this round 5 for me, for Tyson Fury, was a very dominant tactical round. And I say that because of the way he was able to, like I said, keep Usyk from finding his range, and then consistent work he did to the body. Like I said, now 2 rounds in a row. And so I thought that was a tremendous round for Fury. And then round 6 for me, I think round 6 may have been Tyson Fury's best round of the fight, in my opinion. So 4, 5, and 6 for me, I thought that Tyson Fury had really settled into control of this fight. Round 6, Fury picked up on it. It felt like he built round 5 built on round 4. Round 6 built on what I thought to that point in round 5 was the most dominant round. Well, round 6, he takes it up another level still. He follows up that dominant round 5 with an even more dominant 6. Great body work. He hurt Usyk in this round. Round 6 is where he continues the body work, and then this is the round where he finally cracked Usyk's armor. We saw Usyk momentarily hurt in round 6, and so this one as well, I thought was, like I said, I think this was the apex of Fury's night. Like this was in my opinion, this was his best round. He kept building on the body work to Usyk. He hurt Usyk in this round. Now Usyk wasn't as hurt as, of course, Fury was in 9, but Usyk was definitely hurting this one. And then also he got on his bike a little bit. He had to get on the back foot, get on his bike, and kind of move around and recover and kind of gain his bearings again here. And then also in this fight, in this round, Fury's head movement was phenomenal, was truly, truly special in this round 6. And this is where I was watching like, okay, this may be the best or most complete Tyson Fury that I've seen. I was really feeling like that after this 6th round, because after watching rounds 4, 5, and 6, and then seeing his progression in each of those rounds, and it was really, like I said, the body work, his defensive work, just keeping him out of range, and then also his head movement was just super special to me. And I think all those were firing at their highest in round 6 for me. That was a tremendous round. Round 7 for me is where I think was I don't want to call it, I don't think it was quite a full-fledged swing round, but round 7 for me, I think, was the most difficult round to score. And so I know a couple of y'all had it a 10-10 round in round 1. Round 7 for me was a tough round, or it could be a swing round as well. And see, look, right on time, Keandre said he had round 7 as a 10-10 round. See, I didn't want to do that. I try to reserve those 10-10 rounds, man, because it's got to be something, truly. I try to reserve those. I feel like I'm kind of copping out, man. I feel like if I take a 10-10 round, I kind of copped out. I don't want to punk out, man. I be trying to tell myself, make a decision. You know what I mean? But I can see why you did that, because that was a very difficult round for me to score as well. I ended up giving round 7 to Fury, and this is why. And so I think Fury bullied Usyk for the first half of round 7. And so he came out, and so he's coming off of round 6. And then also, I'm also taking into account the flow of the flow of the fight. Tyson Fury is in firm control of this fight at this point. And then he hurt Usyk in that 6th round. He comes out in the 7th round, and I feel like he bullied him. I feel like he really kind of more so kind of was really settling into having his way, especially at the early part of that 7th. And I thought that, okay, Tyson may be moving towards a stoppage here. Like, I was thinking that after seeing round 4, 5, and 6, and then the first minute or so of round 7, I'm like, okay, yeah, he was already in firm control at that point in my mind. His power was starting to Usyk was starting to feel the effects of some of these shots, and I was like, okay, 2, 3 more rounds. I was thinking maybe round 9, 10, maybe we see Fury finally, wear Usyk down enough and we get a stoppage there. This is how the fight was looking to me at this point. So I've got Fury bullying Usyk for the first half of that round. But in the second half of that round, and this is what's truly special about Alexander Usyk's performance in this fight, because he really turned the tides of that round in the back half of that 7th round, and this is coming off of a 6th round in which he was hurt, mind you. So he really came on at the end of that 7th round. He got off a couple flashy combinations in that one. Now, here's the thing as well. Those combinations looked great, but I still think that I don't think enough of the punches in that combination, I don't think enough of those landed home, or not enough of them landed clean for sure. And also, Fury still showed some of his very best head movement in this round as well, because Usyk finally was able to kind of let his hands go and get shots off in bunches again, for it feels like the first time, in my mind, it felt like the first time since the 3rd round. And so he closes with letting his hands go. It was definitely more flashy volume work in that round overall than what we saw from Tyson Fury. But the reason I still gave that round to Fury is because I don't think enough of those flashy kind of combination shots or punches and bunches, I don't think enough of them landed. Definitely didn't enough of them land cleanly. And I still feel that Tyson Fury had supreme head movement, weathering the storm and slipping and missing and making him just miss a lot of those shots. And so I still gave round 7 to Tyson Fury. But round 8 for me, I gave it to Usyk. So I think Usyk closed round 7 nice. and then he came out in round 8, in my opinion, and he built on some of that mojo that he had got going to close out round 7. He came out round 8, and I think that was Usyk's best round since round 3, in my opinion. And so, like I said, I think he really built on some of that momentum that he closed out round 7, and he went out, and I think he took and won round 9, in my opinion, for sure. And so now we'll get to round 9. Round 9, and you know what? Richard Hutchinson, right on time, man. Right on time. Round 9 arguably should have ended that fight. Round 9 arguably should have ended that fight. And I'm not a fan. There's nothing I hate worse. Like, I think worse than a bad judge's decision, and especially in boxing these days, and I'm saying these days, but I would imagine boxing fans around the world have felt this way since the beginning of time. I hate to see a bad decision in a fight and where the judges just get it wrong, in my opinion. But worse than the judges getting it wrong, in my opinion, worse than the judges getting it wrong is an early stoppage or a bad stoppage. I absolutely hate that, because I grew up watching Rocky 4, man. If he dies, he dies. Okay. All right. Figuratively. I mean that figuratively. I don't want to see anybody die in the ring. But still, man, I was a Rocky kid, man. I seen Apollo beat the bejesus out of Rocky for 36 rounds. Or no, was those 15 round fights in those Rocky movies for 30 rounds. I saw Apollo for 29 rounds. I saw Apollo give Rocky CTE. And Rocky still found a way to hold on and make it and win that second rematch, man. So I say all that to say I hate to see an early stoppage. And even myself, and how I feel about stoppages, if the ref would have stopped that fight in round 9, I would have been okay. I would have been okay, man. And you know what Keandre said? Keandre's in here. He said, not for undisputed. Give him a chance to recover. And see, I'm with you. Keandre. I'm with you. But Fury wasn't defending himself, dog. Fury got beat to all 4 corners, dog. Fury stumbled across 3. Fury got knocked into 3 of the 4 corners of the ring, bro. If the ropes wasn't there, Fury would have been in the front row. And he big. Fury would have fell into the 3rd row. Tyson Fury was dangerously hurt when those shots landed. And honestly, I think it was Tyson Fury's fault. Because I don't think Usyk came out and built on the momentum that he had started around 8, letting his hands go. He had got back into his range. I think Tyson Fury got lazy defensively. I honestly, because he left his hands down, and then Tyson Fury he catches him with it was a right, and then followed by a left, and the left came right around and caught him just right on the button, and Tyson Fury took 2 steps back and fell into the ropes, and then now there's blood in the water, and credit to Usyk because he jumped on him. And this is another thing as well that really shows the mark of a world-class fighter. This is why Bud Crawford, for me, and we'll get into a pound for pound if I don't take all night, man, and y'all still want to talk some boxing after we get through this fight, we can get to the pound for pound rankings and that type of thing. But this, for me, is why I still would make the argument that maybe Bud Crawford should still be the number 1 fighter in the world for me, because I think he is the absolute best finisher in boxing. And the reason I say that, and there's some great finishers. Tank Davis is a great finisher. There's some great guys. We can get into all that type of stuff. But the reason I say that is, and what I saw from Usyk is, it's not just, oh God, he's hurt, I'm now windmilling. Now I'm just throwing everything at the kitchen. I'm throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him. Like, no, I'm talking about effective, under controlled, accurate volume punching to really finish a guy. Because he didn't waste a lot of those punches. It was punches and bunches, and a lot of them hoes found home. You know what I mean? And so, and that to me is the mark of a very talented, very skilled fighter. Listen, a guy in Oscar De La Hoya in his day was a tremendous finisher, but a lot of it felt like just volume. I'm just gonna throw 1,000 punches in these next 12 seconds because we can see you're hurt, and I'm gonna just flood you with punches and get the ref to come in. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about effective, accurate, really strong, powerful, accurate shots. It was masterful work in that round for Usyk, man. And like I said, he he knocked Fury into 3 different corners in that big ass ring. And like I said, Fury could have fell through those ropes twice. So the second time where the ref comes in, because if the ropes hold you up from falling down, that does count as a knockdown, even though he never went to the ground. But I mean, it was that fight could have been stopped right there, and I would not have been upset about it. I really wouldn't have. And like I said, and like I said, I'm a huge Rocky fan. I will, if Rocky's on TNT right now, I'm watching it. Let me find out there's a Rocky marathon that starts at midnight tonight. I'm not gonna get no sleep. I'm gonna watch all of it except number 5. Who watches number 5? But you feel me? So I'm not upset about that there, man. But definitely a 10-8 round, and that was definitely a very memorable round, man. Definitely a very, very memorable round. Now, round 10 for me, I thought this fight was going to be, I thought that Usyk, okay, after hurting him the way he was hurt, I thought, okay, Usyk can go ahead and carry this one on home. I didn't know what to expect from Fury in round 10. I thought Usyk took his foot off the pedal in round 10. And so I thought Tyson Fury won round 10. Because I think that Usyk let off the gas. Now, it could have been that he expended a lot of energy in that round 9 for sure. He definitely did. And so I think he had to catch, I think he caught his second win at the end of round 7, and then he went into round 8, won 8. He dominated in round 9. So round 10, I think, is where he kind of had to give himself a second breather. He took his foot off the pedal, if you ask me. And I thought that Tyson Fury, I wasn't sure how he was going to recover just from as bad as he was hurt. And I think that he recovered. He did recover well enough. And I think he did enough to actually win that round. But not that he did anything necessarily spectacular, but I think Usyk took his foot off the gas. And I was worried that Usyk kind of taking his foot off the gas for round 10 may be too much. And maybe he lets Fury get it, like I said, just fully recovered now, and then maybe going into the championship rounds, that maybe that was a bad, maybe that was a tactical mistake. But round 10, I did give it, I gave it to Fury. Now, 11 for me was a swing round. So 11 for me is a round that I think I considered it a swing round, but the reason why it was similar to round 7, because in round 7, what I was saying was that Usyk came on in the second half of that round. He got off some flurries, some punches and bunches. Now, not enough of them landed clean, and I think Fury's head movement and defense was still very good, even in those kind of flashy outbursts from Usyk. And so I didn't necessarily think it was enough to steal the round from Fury, who controlled the first 2 minutes of the round, so to say. Round 11 was interesting. So I think when I was watching it, I thought that Usyk kind of took his foot off the pedal in round 10. And okay, so I was okay. So he's gonna just ramp it up, or he's conserving his energy in round 10 because now the championship round starts. 11 and 12 are considered championship rounds. Okay, he's gonna recharge round 10, come back out, and see if he can put his foot back to the floor for these championship rounds. Well, I thought that he came out and he coasted the majority of round 11 as well. So I think that now Fury didn't do anything of consequence, but I think he was active. I don't think Usyk was active for the first half of that round 11, and I think Fury was active, but he wasn't overly effective. But see, then at the very close of the round, and I hate scoring like this because I never want to have just one moment dictate the entire round. I definitely don't. That's why I gave round 7 to Fury. But Usyk landed a very solid, clean overhand left to close round 11. And the reason why, and honestly, on my scorecard, and I hate scoring like this, I gave that round to Usyk because it was legitimately the only punch of consequence thrown or landed in the round. And it was a very solid overhand left that caught Tyson Fury flush, and it was right there within the last 20 seconds of the round. I ended up giving that round to Usyk because even though Tyson Fury had been active for the first, all other 2 minutes and 30 seconds of that round or whatever, he had been active. I just don't think he was necessarily effective. You know what I mean? So I want to see, like, being active is one thing, but effective activity. Like I want to like, does it actually do the things you're doing actually matter or mean something? You know what I mean? Now, if Usyk doesn't land such a convincing shot, and especially or if Tyson would have landed anything of consequence during the round, that shot wouldn't have been enough to steal that round. I went ahead and let Usyk steal that round on the strength of that, the way he closed it, round 11, because though was on I was on the way to giving that round to Fury, he didn't do anything to necessarily cement the round. It almost was, again, for me, Usyk maybe conceding this round a little bit, or waiting to, or conceding too great a portion of this round. But then he did land a very solid shot of consequence flush, and it was the only, when I really thought about it, I said, well, that was the only real punch of any consequence for that round. And so I went ahead and let him steal that round. I gave round 11 begrudgingly to Alexander Usyk. Like I said, that for me was the one swing round that I had, but I did score it for Usyk 10-9. Now, round 12, I think it was close, but I gave round 12 to Tyson Fury. And this is why I'll tell you why. I think it was a close round. I think he was more effective. And so I think he was more effective and more accurate. And so I don't know what the punch stats were. I probably should have checked or double checked. I don't know what the punch count said. And I don't like using the punch count or punch check, because I feel like it's so inconsistent, honestly. But I do feel like if it was relatively an even round, I do think that Tyson landed more accurately and more effectively. So I did give round 12 to Tyson Fury. There it is. My final scorecard read 114-113, Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Now,